Kia ora.
I just want to take a moment, if members could be seated, just to remind the House what we're doing here. So we've had an SOP put up. It's quite narrow in what it says. It's very specific about not taking a dividend from Housing Corporation and for the government and applying it back into the purchase of homes. We don't need big, long stories of tales of woe. The context has been given by the initial speaker who was a proponent of the bill. People need to be either asking the Minister questions or they need to be doing technical analysis in respect of what this proposal does by way of supplementary order paper. Bearing in mind that this is an SOP, then the questions you can ask the Minister are fairly limited. So I expect that the debate on this will be very narrow, and it should be because it's a very narrow and very easy to understand supplementary order paper.
Mr Chair.
David Bennett. Sorry, point of order, Materia Tude.
Thank you, Mr Chair. As I understand it, this whole bill began with a clear statement that the debate was to be wide-ranging. I also would put to you that as a wide-ranging debate, and one that where we have not had the opportunity to hear submissions from New Zealanders, from the public, that we actually have an obligation to our constituents to talk about the impacts of legislation that we are considering on them. And so telling those stories is critical to explaining how legislation will impact on the people we are here to represent. Now, yes, there are some narrow provisions that we are debating, but, sir, I would strongly suggest you reconsider your view in the light of the fact that we have an obligation as representatives in this House to talk about the effects of legislation on our constituency, and this is the only opportunity that we have to do so.
Ruling on that, the point is that you've got an obligation to address the part which is under debate at the moment. That does not give a licence to any speaker to then to retell the context over and over and over and over again. Actually, that leads to repetition. That is what the chair is responsible for maintaining a control on, and that is not something that's going to be tolerated. So, as you will well know, as members will well know, that there has been several hours of debate in respect of this bill, and the context has been put many, many times during the course of that debate. The ability to be able to have a wide-ranging debate is about the first, second and third reading. This is the committee stage where we analyse the parts that are before the House, and we're debating at this time. At this time, we are debating a very narrow and well-constructed supplementary order paper which is around this particular part. So the wide-ranging debate relates to the readings. The committee stage relates to the analysis of the parts that are before the House. And there has been quite a bit of leniency displayed so far for members to be able to do that. And I'm giving you an indication, as I have on previous tours of duty in respect of this particular bill, that we're going to keep it tight.
Mr Chair.
David Bennett.